What's going on, children champs? I hope you're having a blessed and positive day. So today I wanted to talk to you guys. If there's anybody out there that feel like they're not content with where they're at in life and their sole focus is just on God answering their prayers, your focus may be on your waiting season and you're getting a little frustrated in the waiting season. I want you to change your perspective a little bit. And I want you to start focusing on what God has already done in your life. See, in 1 Samuel 12:24, it says, only fear the Lord. And then it says, to serve him in truth with all your heart. For consider how great things he has done for you. For consider how great things he has done for you. That means God has already did so many wonderful things in your life. There are some things that are in your life now that you actually have already prayed for. You may be at a job that you've already prayed for. You may be in a home that you've already prayed for. And once God has given it to you, you never stood and focused and stood still in the blessing that God has already blessed you with. I want you to shift your perspective. I know you want what God has for you. I know you're ready and you're tired of waiting. But sometimes God has you in this waiting season because he wants you to just appreciate what he has already given you. Appreciate what he has already blessed you with. And if you're ever in a mood or you're ever feeling down and you may be comparing yourself to other people, you may be looking around like, wow, Lord, I want that. But you haven't sat and stood still and realized what God has already blessed you with. You haven't stood still and been grateful and sat in what God has already done for you. That's like anybody who has ever babysat or have kids and you feed the child and then they come back 2 minutes later. Can I have some of this? Can I have this snack? And you're looking at them like you just ate. You want more? And that's the same way with God. God is looking at you like, I just blessed you with this. And now you're not happy with what I answered already. God has already blessed you with what you had asked him already. You prayed for that job and now you're at the job and now you're praying for another job. God's like, you're not even content in what I have already done for you. You're not content in what I have already blessed you with. You're so focused on what's to come. You're so focused on what you can get out of God that you forgot what God has already done for you already. You forgot the blessings that he has already poured into your life. See, that's when you learn to be content with what God has already given you, when you learn to be grateful for what he has done in your life. It's not just the tangible things. I'm not just talking about the physical things. God has blessed you with a peace of mind. You have been healed from some things you've prayed about. You have been delivered from some sins you have prayed for. So I know you're ready to go to the next step and go to the next level. But can you just be content with the level that you're on? Can you just be grateful for what he has already done already? Was it not enough? Was it not enough? And see, I don't want you to get it mixed up of me saying you can't have hope for the future. I want you to have hope for the future. But I don't want you to be in a place where you dislike completely where you're at because you want more. I want you to learn to be happy with the level you are on. Be happy with the blessings that he has already given you. Be happy with the mind state you are at right now. We have to learn how to be happy with the presence because God is doing stuff in the present moment. Get your mind out of the future so much. Don't focus so much on the future. The future is going to come, but focus on today. That's why the Bible says, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow has its own for tomorrow has its own troubles. Focus on today. Today has enough troubles of its own. Focus on today. Focus on what you have because God has already gave you the desires of your heart that you prayed 2 years ago. He blessed you with that already. You prayed for something a month ago and he gave you that. But we have to learn to be content with that. Be satisfied with who God is. Be satisfied in what he has done already. And that's what I want to remind you today. I know you want to be in a different space. I know you want more. I know you want that bigger house. I know you want the bigger car. But be content with where you're at now so God can bless you with more. Don't despise the small beginnings. Don't despise where you're starting. Be content with where you're at. Because what will happen is, as soon as God answers the next prayer, you're not even gonna sit and dwell in it. You're gonna be praying for another thing, and you're gonna be wanting more and more, and you're never gonna be fully satisfied. You're gonna always want more, and that's the place I want you to remind you that God has already done enough. He's already done enough in your life. He has already blessed you time and time again. So don't get discouraged in your waiting season. Don't get discouraged in what you want, what more you want. Rejoice in what you have. Rejoice in how good he has already been. Gratitude. Gratitude will keep you joyful and smiling even in the midst of whatever you're going through. So remember, chosen champs, yes, we want more, but I don't want you to focus on that. I want you to focus on what you already have. Be content. Have peace. Have love with where you're at now. Yes, it could be better, but it could be a lot worse. All right, chosen champs. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now, share, like, comment, and I'll see you guys next time. I love you guys. Peace.